Yes, indeed. It is called Lothric, where the transitory lands of the Lords of Cinder converge. In venturing north, the pilgrims discover the truth of the old words. The fire fades, and the lords go without thrones. When the link of fire is threatened, the bell tolls, unearthing the old lords of Cinder from their graves. Aldrich, saint of the deep, Farron's undead legion, the Abyss Watchers. And the reclusive lord of the profaned capital. Yon the giant. Only in truth, the lords will abandon their thrones. And the unkindled will rise. Nameless, accursed undead, unfit even to be cinder. And so it is. Ash seeketh embers.
Welcome everybody from both Twitch and YouTube to the first recording in my live Let's Play of Dark Souls 3. So the plan here is to play through the entirety of Dark Souls 3, including, and this is if I can locate and find them out on my own, but that does include all optional bosses as well as obviously mandatory bosses. So I'm going to play through the game as best I can on Twitch. And if you guys, I'm going to have questions. If you guys have answers, feel free to answer them at any point. But let's get this started. I'm going to enter my name. Now, I did play this the other night with a friend just to get a feel for it first. I do like the warrior class. It's actually a really, really nice class. At least for me, I tend to go full attack, like all out attack and defense. Like I like being the tank when it comes to these games here. So I'm gonna start with the warrior. My burial gift. I'm gonna give myself the life rune. My base presets. I'm gonna go with one that I have already created. And then I'm going to actually take that tattoo thing off. with most of the stuff that I'm doing, it's not even going to be noticed. The music is a bit too loud. All right, I will change that really quick here, and I'll just end up doing a quick cut during the actual video. But hold on just a second. So that should be better. You go ahead and let me know in the chat. I lowered the music volume by like, I don't know, 30%. So it should be better now. But I'm going to start this off right here and now. And here we go. Much better. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So in case you guys haven't noticed thus far, I'm going to do my absolute best to not talk during cutscenes, just because I've only played through, like I did play for 8 hours, but it was only like at most like an eighth of the actual game. So there's still a majority of this game that's new to me. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut for the cutscenes so you guys can focus on them as well as I can and see what's going on. Well, that was not very good. Will you still be able to answer questions, or is this more of a playthrough with only commentary recording? I'm absolutely going to be answering questions. That's kind of one of the things that comes with a live Let's Play. You're talking to the chat as well as commentating the gameplay. So I'm still going to be answering questions, of course, but at the same time I'm going to be trying to focus on what's going on in the game. And I've never really been great at keeping up with lore before in games like this, but I mean, I'll at least try. So the reason I like the warrior class so much here, at least in the beginning, is just strictly for the fact that his weapon combined with his strength will pretty much one-shot every single enemy in the first part of this game. Which, I don't want to sound like I don't want to play it in a challenging way, but being my first complete playthrough, I would like to, make it as easy on myself as possible. So as you can see, I come through one swing of my axe and these guys are dead. And I know, since I have played through this area before, I know where all the enemies are hiding, as well as places that I do and don't want to go at this point in time. What difficulty did I set it to? In Dark Souls, when you start the game, it's on a base difficulty. You cannot change the difficulty at the start of the game. However, when you complete the game, the difficulty does increase. The technical term for it is, it goes from... So you start out in New Game, right? And then when you complete the game, after the credits, it automatically throws you into something called New Game Plus. Now, in the first playthrough, all the enemies are a specific level. So when you play through the game, all the enemies are going to be at a certain level, a scripted level. But in New Game Plus, the enemies' levels scale to your level. So when you level up and get stronger, they level up and get stronger as well, and that's how they that's kind of like the challenge mode playthroughs, or the New Game Plus playthroughs. Now, I believe New Game Plus just keeps going on and on and on. So once you beat New Game Plus, so technically New Game Plus 1, you start over again, and that gets you into New Game Plus 2. Now, what I just did there, for those of you who don't know, is I lit a bonfire, and essentially these are checkpoints throughout the game. And if you die, you'll be sent back to the bonfire. And if you rest at a bonfire, like I'm doing right here, you'll notice my health is fully healed, as well as any other status effects I may have, poison, stuff like that. And it also heals the durability of the items that you have on you, including your shield and any weapons that have taken any durability damage. And durability damage is just accrued by how much you use it. So you'll see right here. The more I use this axe, there's a little red bar right under where the axe is on the HUD, and that little bar will lower the more I use the axe. Yes, it does also reset the enemies, so if you do rest at a bonfire, just be, thank you for mentioning that, Elena. If you do rest at a bonfire, just be aware that although it does heal you and repair your items, it does also reset the enemies. So all the enemies will be back at their spawn points, and they'll be ready to fight you again. So this item right here is a Titanite Shard, and what Titanite Shards do is once you actually get to the main hub of the game, you can upgrade your weapons with Titanite Shards. They're essentially just upgrade materials. And as you play through the game, you'll find different types of Titanite Shards. So you start out with just regular Titanite Shards, and then from there you move on to large Titanite Shards, and then Titanite Chunks and stuff like that. And the more you progress your weapon and progress through the game, you'll be able to upgrade your weapon to a certain degree. Now, I know in Bloodborne you could upgrade your weapon to a certain point and only get it so far, but I know in Dark Souls the limit is higher than that. So as you guys can clearly see here, along with this really, really nice view over here, like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, both games, FromSoft, they're the guys that